Hey everyone, it's Frederick Kramer here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how you can actually stop trading your time for money in your SMMA business. And chances are probably, especially in the early stage of your business, you feel like what you're actually doing here is just like another 9 to 5 job. Like you wanted to start this business to actually like detach from the process of you making money so that you can make money without actually working. But right now you're still in a fucking job. You need to repeat the same task every single day. What you're doing doesn't actually have that much leverage long term, what you're doing. And it just basically feels like a waste of time. And instead of working 8 hours per day, you're now working 10, right? This video is going to fix that. And this video is also going to probably double or triple the amount you actually like long term get done within a day. I'm going to explain how and everything later. But this video is just going to completely change how your business is actually working, provided that you pay attention. So make sure you put this full screen and everything and listen for a couple of minutes that this video is going to take. And in case you don't know me yet, my name is Frederick Kramer and I'm on a mission to revolutionize productivity by helping agency owners double, triple, or quadruple the speed at which they get rich. So without further ado, let's get into that. What is the most important thing with the tasks that you do is the half-life that these tasks have. And what I mean by half-life is when you do make a decision or do a task today, when is the time when you need to do it again? Okay? Because there are some things in your business that make the boat go faster, so that actually make accelerate you. And then there are some things in your business that just keep the boat above the water, so like keep the boat going, sort of. And of course, that might be like a quite vague metaphor. So I want to quickly explain what specifically that means. So something that keeps the boat running, for example, is to keep running ads, to keep running outreach, to keep sourcing more leads, to keep sending more messages to them, whatever you do, or emails, everything like that. So, or like to checking your emails, like all of these things are things that you need to do again and again and again, because like they're just necessary to keep your business alive. Not saying that email checking is necessary, but probably it is when you get some invoices or something and you need to pay them or something, or like at least like outreach sending is really necessary, because when you have no way to actually book calls and no way to close calls and no way like for everything like that, of course your business is going to crumble and you need to sort of repeat these things, right? But the things that actually make the boat go faster are the things that are going to actually make you rich, as opposed to just staying where you are right now, okay? And things that make the boat go faster can be a lot of them, but usually it is getting better at sales, so increasing your sales conversion rate by making a better pitch, making a better presentation for the pitch, learning discovery, learning how to handle certain objections, like getting better at asking questions, becoming more present, like all of these things, they are going to increase a certain part of like a formula, like of the math. In this case, it's the number of your sales conversion rate, for example, from 20% to 35% or something. And if you look at your entire business, like 20 to 35, this is just, okay, it's a shit example. Let's just say 20 to 40, okay? This is just going to double like this part of your business and therefore the entire rest of the business, right? And that's going to essentially double your income long term. And the amount of energy that you need to take to double the income is way less than the amount of energy you need to take to sustain the income. And what I mean by that is when you let's say you're at 10K per month right now and you have a 20% sales conversion rate, right? And the amount of things that you need to do to maintain that is you need to keep delivering for your clients, you need to keep taking the calls, you need to keep either like sending the outreach or managing your setter to actually make sure that they're sending the outreach and everything. And you need to like check all these processes, and you're probably spending quite a lot of time per week actually on this, right? But the amount of time that is like, let's say 30 hours per week to maintain that, right? But the amount of time that you need to spend to actually double like the sales conversion rate to 40% is a finite number. It's not a certain amount per week, per month, per day or something. It's a finite number of hours that you need to spend. And as soon as that is spent, your sales conversion rate is going to be good because you're better at sales. And yeah, sure, when you don't do sales for a long time, you might get worse, but the speed at which you get back to the level that you've been at is of course way higher, right? It's just sort of like memory in your mind. Also called muscle memory. The same thing happens when you like go to the gym, you don't train for a long time, and then you get back to the gym, like you're going to make muscle way faster than someone that has never been there, because your body sort of like remembers that. You know, it's a bit weird, but what I mean by that specifically is like the half-life of that is way longer, right? And maybe you take like, I don't know, maybe you need to go on like 100 calls, 200 calls to actually increase the sales conversion rate. And maybe you need to spend a lot of hours to actually get better at that. But as soon as you are at 40% and you have all the skills, you're not going to lose them that much anymore, right? And then you don't need to keep working on that to maintain that. And if you have to, you need to, like, the amount that you need to keep working on that is way, way lower, because it's just a skill that you need to maintain and not a certain amount of outreaches or volume that you need to maintain, if you get what I mean. Another part could be to automate a certain part of the business with AI, or like some leveraged thing into your business that's just going to make the processes faster. You'll work a few hours on that, of course, to actually make that happen, but as soon as it's done, and you never need to worry about it again. Or you need to worry about it again, but it's just like in a year or in 2 years, right? And not tomorrow when you need to send like another amount of outreach, right? So what we now know is that there are tasks that make your boat go faster and tasks that maintain the boat. And what you want to do is you want to do as little as possible of the tasks that keep your boat running, so that your business can like stay alive, right? But what's like way more important is that you spend as much time as possible on the things that make the boat go faster. Because these things, like, how can I explain that? Like, there are way more things that you can do to make the boat go faster than things that keep you alive. So like keep your business alive. Because, okay, this is really hard to articulate. I'm sorry to think a little bit here, but it's really, really powerful. So what I say, for example, what you could create is like a static sales element, right? And static sales element could be like a video that explains your service and why it's actually powerful, and do case studies and everything, or creating, like what I've done yesterday, for example, is I created a document where you can just see all the case studies that we have. And of course now, like, each time we get a new case study, I need to add that to the document. But eventually, like, that's a task so simple that you can literally hire someone like very soon to do that for like not that much money, because it's very easy to do, right? But now that this document exists, every single time someone now asks me like do you have case studies, I can just say like, yeah, here's a collection of some of the case studies that we have, boom, link. And now they can look at that, right? And this is something that I've done now, and I don't need to do it again. The only thing I'll need to like keep an eye on is to add new case studies, but adding new case studies is extremely simple, as opposed to like collecting all the case studies that you have from the past, putting them into a document, and like creating the messaging. It's just like copy paste, person, amount. You could even create like a template of how the case studies should look like, and then it gets like even easier, right? And this took me maybe 45 minutes to like put the document together, and now I just don't need to worry about it, right? And every single time that happens now, a certain conversion rate in my business, which is probably like on the acquisition side, so how many calls I book, is a bit higher now, and it's just done. And it took me 45 minutes. And when you think about the time that you have left in the day, and this taking 45 minutes, there are a lot of things that take like 45 minutes or something that will make your boat go faster long term, that are like way more powerful than other things that take you like 4 hours per day that just keep you alive, right? And that's why you want to spend as much time as possible on the things that are actually evergreen, because the amount of work you need to put in, the amount of leverage on these tasks is way, way higher, and the amount of work that you need to put in is way, way lower, because you need to do it once and it's done. And the cool thing is, when things are actually evergreen in your business, it doesn't actually matter that much how long you actually take for them, right? Because so what I've done, for example, like in August, when I had nothing else to do, when I didn't really know like what can I do right now and everything, maybe a bit stupid, but what I've done is I've created like a specific calendar. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there's like a calendar from Sam Ovens called the Warm App. And in the Warm App, what you can basically do is you can like plan a lot better what you will actually want to do. And you sort of have the macro level, like what you want to do this month, then you have the weekly level and quarterly level, and you can sort of like check all the tasks, and you can like zoom out and zoom in again within one document and everything. And it's really powerful to plan. But in this calendar, you have like a different formatting like for the different years, right? So for example, you have you probably know that like in one year, like January 1st is like a Monday, and in another year, like January 1st is like a Thursday or something. And there are like different types of years that sort of like affect how the calendar looks like, and that makes the document slightly different. So basically each year you need to create a new warm up. But what I've done is I literally created warm-ups for this year, the next year, the next year, the next year until 2100. So in like 75 years. And by then I'll probably have someone to do it for me, if it's my son, if it's my grandson, my grandson, whatever, or like some employee to create like new warm-ups. But now it's something that it's done, and I never need to worry about making new warm-ups again. That took me like an entire day to do that, but now I just need to never like worry about it again. And when you don't need to worry about something again, it's just gone. It's eliminated sort of, because the task is checked off, and you have this energy that you need to like put into that, even if it wasn't that much because it was just one task. You can now use it to like something else that's high leverage, right? And of course, the things that make you go faster that are really important are rather things like a VSL, like a video sales letter, a specific YouTube video that's going to get a lot of people to watch that VSL, a certain landing page, making like hiring a certain role in the business that's really important, or creating a certain SOP where when the person is actually hired, you just need to hand them that document and everything is being explained there. And you don't need to like go on calls with each and every time you hire a new setter, for example. You could just send them the documents and add FAQs to that, right? Like these are things that actually boost your business way more and that actually make a difference. When you currently feel like your business doesn't actually make that much progress, that's because you're not doing enough of these things, and because you're doing too much of the things that keep your business alive, okay? And so to make this a bit more specific in an example where you would maybe like send outreach or something, what I would recommend you to do, for example, is to send less outreach. So instead of like sending 50 whatever per day, just send like 30 or 20. And yes, that's going to halve your business for a certain amount of time. But when you can spend the time that you have now left in the day, which could literally be like 3 hours every day or 2 hours every day, depending on how much time you need for the outreach, you could spend that time to create a rebuttal vault to handle all the questions that people could ask you after you sent them outreach. And when you have that vault, you never need to think like, what did that person say? What do I ultimately reply? Because you just have the answer there, and then you put it in there, right? Or you could spend the time on making a better VSL that's going to make your outreach convert better and book you more calls from that. That's way more high leverage. Like if that can double the amount of calls that you book, you literally just freed up 3 hours per day forever, because that part of outreach just gets you the same results by sending half the amount, right? And there are so many other things in your business that you should actually be working on instead of the things that just keep your business alive, that are actually going to make you rich, right? And of course, at some point, you want to remove like when you start making more money and you have proof of concept. Of course, you want to hire more and more people to handle the things that keep the business alive, and you can spend like more and more time on the things that actually make a change. And there's going to be a point in business where all of the processes required for you making the amount that you want to make, let's say 100K per month, exist. And these processes don't need to be changed any further. Sometimes, like there's a different like I don't know, like a lot of people send outreach on one platform suddenly, and you need to shift the platform. That's maybe an operation that you need to do, and maybe sometimes a certain platform shuts down or the deliverability gets changed, and now your email copy doesn't work anymore, something like that. Of course, these things do happen. But other than that, like when you take that out, like the processes exist and your business works. And now there's nothing you need to do. And the only thing that needs to be done are these repeating processes. But you have like showed other people how to do it like for them. And you showed how you do the process to other people by creating documents and videos and everything that explain that don't require you each time sitting there and explaining that to the people, and now they can run it. And you probably have also hired managers that have like way more expertise, probably on a level of expertise that you have, and you just need to talk to them like a few times per week to make sure everything is working. But apart from that, you don't even need to work. And then you know that you actually don't trade your time for money anymore. Because maybe you spend like literally 4 hours per week to talk to these managers on the calls and to make like plannings or something. But when you want to keep your business at a certain point and just like keep it like making 100K per month and all the processes exist, you work 4 hours per month, per week, and make 100K per month. That's the actual power that you will get to when you start working on the things that actually make the boat go faster, right? And another part that's extremely important for that specifically is how you, like when you actually do this. Because the things that make the boat go faster should get you best attention that you could ever get, the best focus and the most flow in the task that you should have. And this is usually happening in the morning, if not always. Like there are literally like studies where people saw like these people can like focus that much like less when they're awake and at that time during the day and everything. So you always want to, as much as you can, do the tasks that make the boat go faster as early in the day as possible, and do the maintenance tasks that just keep your business alive later in the day. Because you need the best attention that you can get for the evergreen parts in your business, because they should be as good as possible. And it doesn't matter that much how specifically, like how quickly you send the outreach today, because that outreach, like nobody cares in 1 or 2 years. What people care about in 1 or 2 years is how good you, like a specific module in your program maybe was, something like that. If you go on it, like that's what you need to do. And one caveat to this is, of course, when outreaches need to be sent manually and in a specific time during the day, and you don't have anyone else sending them, of course you should be sending them there. But other than that, you want to like get as much like space in the morning as you can get and just work on the things that are important. Okay, I hope you can see the power in this. You should be implementing this as soon as you can. And in case you want to have some more knowledge on that and get a bit deep into the topic, I'll suggest you watch a video from Sam Ovens. And this video is being called, how is it called? It's called Decision Fatigue. How you like, why like rich people wear the same clothes every day. In this video, he's also talking about a different concept that I already talked about in the past video. I'm maybe going to make another video because I recently discovered some more angles on the topic, but specifically on the high leverage task that makes your business like go faster. He made a video on that, and he also made a video on like how to make the boat go faster. And Sam Ovens, in case you don't know him, is a billionaire now. And if you don't take my word for what I'm saying here, just take his word for that, because he like founded school and he's now like officially a billionaire. Like someone like becoming a billionaire is way harder than becoming a millionaire, and it's not that like often like that people get there, of course. All right, so if you want to like get some more understanding, do that, but most importantly, just change your processes to actually start doing that, right? So when you implement everything of this, the long-term return on your time is going to be probably 2, 3, 4, maybe like infinite times as high, because when you do the work and it's done forever, you never need to do it again, right? When you need to do the work every single day, the amount of time you need to put in is way higher, and therefore the return on your time for the same outcome is way lower, right? So this is going to increase the hourly rate that you have more and more to extremely high amounts, like $10,000 per hour or even more than that, when you start today working on the things that make your boat go faster, your business, the evergreen parts, the parts that have like a really long half-life, where you need to make the decision like in a year or 2 years or like way longer into the future again. Today, just start working on that. That's going to be the most important thing. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it, okay? So by the way, if you want to scale an agency, but at the end of each day you feel like you could have done 10 times more, there's a link in the description where you can check out how you can help you beyond those videos. It doesn't matter to me really if you click that or not. What matters to me is that your time is being saved. So I just wanted to leave that open. So that's everything for this video today. I appreciate you watching this. It's going to help you a ton, like I just said. Start implementing it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.